注意書きなのだ。重要なのは2番なのだ。始めるぞ。アセンダンオーダーが全力攻勢を仕掛けてきたぞ。
The attack's already begun. We'll have to fight our way into the castle. Lead the way.
Ascendant Order forces surround the castle. We will do what we can to hinder them out here, but I do not know what you will find inside. I fear the worst, though.
I think this next part's up to you and Lady Arabelle, but don't worry. We'll keep the Ascendant Order busy out here.
Sachi will cheer you on from afar. He's very good at emotional support.
Now this looks like a fight. Go on ahead if you need to. I'll find a way to keep myself busy out here.
This seemed like a great idea until we sailed into the middle of a battle. And it looks like the enemy has druids too. Ah well, might as well make the Ascendant Order sorry they let us in. Go on, good looking. I've got your back.
I hate to do it, but we must leave the skirmish outside the walls to our valiant captains. You and I need to see how matters stand inside Old Flag's castle. Remember, finding the Alliance leaders is your priority.
城の内へ移動。
To the door! The Ascendant Order is breaking in!
It's just us, Valencia. Stand down!
Ah, Lady Arabelle, the Order is attacking the castle!
Yes, dear, we saw. But where are the Alliance leaders? Friend, let's talk.
This isn't really my bailiwick. I don't fight wars. I'm a thief. But I said I'd help, and I will. You can count on me.
I gathered what help I could and mounted a defense, but the Ascendant Order's attack came so quickly, we had no time to prepare. The ground shook, and a terrible storm struck with no warning. It was the same magic I sensed at the Druid Circle. Then, warships full of Ascendant Order knights appeared and began to land their forces. They'd used the storm to conceal their approach. I urged them to withdraw to Memorial Hall, but they did not want to abandon the fight. High King Emmerich and Prince Ernskar went to defend the walls, while Queen Irene took charge here. But our foes were already inside the castle. The ground shook again just moments ago. Fiery monsters broke through the floor of the museum. Queen Irene ran downstairs to confront them. She left me here to defend the door.
I wanted to get the Alliance leaders safely behind the walls in Memorial Hall, or perhaps even spirit them away on the ship, but I doubt we'd succeed at that trick a second time. You need to find the leaders and get them to Memorial Hall. Another relic of the All Flags Navy and the site of the peace talks. The Mages Guild cast protective wards around the hall to ensure the safety of the delegates. They should hold for a time. Take this medallion. You can't enter the hall without it. Defending the castle as best we can. We need to hold back the Ascendant Order as long as possible until Lord Bakara arrives with help. If the Magus gets past us, you must protect the Alliance leaders. We'll buy you all the time we can. We need to protect the Alliance leaders. Where are they?
Scattered, I'm afraid. Queen Irene was with us, but there was a great rumble and screams from below. She ran to help.
Go, my dear. Make sure Queen Irene gets to Memorial Hall. Jakan, help me sort things out here. We must hold the castle until help arrives.
I'll help Lady Arabelle handle this. Go find Queen Irene and the others.
Find the Alliance leaders and get them to the safety of Memorial Hall. We'll take care of things here and buy you some time.
Queen Irene ran down to the museum below to deal with the creatures crawling up out of the floor. Please, you must go help her. I think she's alone down there.
下の階へ行って戦闘。そして終了。この周りの水色のやつが消えない。会話すれば消えるかな。
Ascendant Order ships in the loch, rogue knights and their druid allies inside the castle. They may have the numbers, but I say let them come. Together we will make them pay dearly for their victory. As glorious as a fight to the death would be, I suppose I should try to survive. My subjects need me. But the others went in search of their own battles. Prince Ernskar headed up to the battlements. Track him down while I clear a path to the hall. Find Ernskar, then look for Emmerich. He said something about dealing with the storm. We will gather at Memorial Hall, but understand this. I have no intention of hiding behind wards while others die to protect me. This queen fights her own battles.
消えてなくてはロタ。前へは次行こう。
The next ship reaches the dock will be overrun. We have to do something. I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad to see you. That ship approaching the pier is full of Ascendant Order reinforcements. We need to do something. Not while we're all that stands between victory and death. If I abandon the battlements now, we'll be caught like wolves in a trap. I need you to deal with the vermin scaling the walls, while I prepare the ballista to attack that approaching ship. Good. Then I can use this ballista to destroy that ship. Just get down to the dock and keep these rats at bay long enough for me to smash those reinforcements out of the water. Then we can fall back to the hall. He went down to the courtyard to deal with the Elder Tide druids. Can you believe they allied with the Ascendant Order? They're feeding this storm. You should help him, after you help me. All I need is a moment to clearly align the ballista. The door at the south end leads down to the dock. Keep them from scaling the walls, and I'll put this siege weapon to good use.
Victory is ours, friend, but we shouldn't linger too long. We need a solid plan. Well fought, friend. If you're here, Lady Arabelle must be nearby. Now what does she have up her sleeve? If I've learned anything in my long association with Lady Arabelle, it's that she always has a plan in the works. Ah yes, the protected hall. I thought Lady Arabelle's arrangements were overly cautious. Events, however, reveal the wisdom of her actions. As much as I dislike hiding, we must deny our enemies an easy victory. Do you have an invitation medallion? Then we should make use of the defenses she prepared. I'm sure she plans to launch a counterattack just like she did during Rance's siege of Wayrest. Why, Never mind. A tale for another time. The door to the hall is on the south wall.
More enemies approach.
Quickly, into the hall.
Use your medallion. It's the only way past the wards. As much as this galls us, this is the prudent course. The Ascendant Order can't breach.
You think yourselves safe? I will bring this castle down on top of you.
戦闘はカット。
Hiding in your hole. And it shall be your tomb.
We can't stay here. He's trying to topple the castle.
I've just about had it with this Ascendant Magus. To the courtyard. Friend, join me.
And we'll take the battlements.
中庭へ行き、司祭と戦闘をしました。戦闘長すぎカット。
Now, release the enemy back at them.
I may fall, but the Ascendant Lord will still triumph.
Magus falls and his minions scatter. Cowards!
We cut down the Magus, but the Lord is still out there somewhere.
The Magus has fallen. We will deliver the same fate to his lord.
Our friend here made this victory possible.
Indeed. And they got us to work together. Amazing. Now let's go find Lady Arabelle.
We will face this enemy together.
I'm proud to fight at your side, friend. The Ascendant Order made a mistake when they picked a fight with the two of us.
Well struck, my friend. The Magus has fallen. What say we head outside and meet up with Lady Arabelle? I imagine she's rather worried about me.
外へ移動。
There you are, dear. And with the Alliance leaders, too. I assume you had something to do with the Ascendant Order's retreat?
This was your doing, I suppose. All those tasty Ascendant Order knights to munch on, and they suddenly turned tail and fled. Probably for the best. Zaji was starting to get winded. He's nowhere near as strong as he thinks he is.
Queen Irene is safe again. Saji is grateful. It would have been terribly embarrassing to lose her a second time. But the battle is over now, yes? We can all take a rest? Saji is exhausted.
The Alliance leaders are safe, and the remainder of the Ascendant Order's forces are in retreat. Your work, I assume? Thanks to you, the rulers of Tamriel are alive, and there is still hope for peace.
Well, that turned out better than I expected. I'm glad it's over. It is over, right? I'm not sure I have another fight in me. At least not today.
We all fought well today against unfathomable odds. The enemies of peace have retreated back into the shadows, thanks to our efforts. And thanks to you.
High King Emmerich looks no worse for wear. In fact, he seems rather happy. Your doing, my friend? Know that you impressed me throughout this long ordeal, and it was good to fight alongside my fellow captains instead of against them. Very good.
The Aldmeri Dominion owe you a debt, friend. And Lady Arabelle as well. Let her know that the Ascendant Magus is defeated and the danger is past. For now. Await word from Lord Bacaro, I imagine. I came all this way and endured much. It would be a shame to just walk away now. I must send word back to my court. Assure them that I am alive and well. After that, we shall see. For now, provided Emmerich and Yoran's cub agree to remain, we were able to put aside our differences and deal with the Ascendant Magus. Perhaps that indicates a measure of hope for peace, after all.
We will sing of your courage in the halls of the Skull King, my friend. And in all the cities of the Ebonheart Pact as well. Thank you. And Lady Arabelle, too. I think things would not have turned out so well without your intervention. Next. What makes you think I know? My father's instructions didn't cover anything like this. I'm just happy to still be alive and not dead on the battlements or roasting in the belly of a lava beast. We just escaped death, and you're asking me about politics? I suppose I should get used to it, but not without a great deal of mead. I think I understand why the Skull King drinks so much now. If the other leaders agree, I will stay to talk.
Lady Arabelle chose well when she recruited you to help. We never would have defeated the Ascendant Magus without your skill and bravery. You have the gratitude of the most beloved ruler in all of Tamriel. Me. Ha ha. I'm not quite certain. Lord Baccaro's plans are in disarray. We were stranded on Amanos and assaulted in his supposedly secure facility. Makes one wonder if all this talk of peace is actually worth the effort. Ending a war is a complicated business. If the others agree to remain, I don't see how I can get out of it. If nothing else, this little adventure has proven that we can work together when the need arises. And it was a memorable battle. Truly.
I admit I feared all was lost, as more of those rogue knights pressed onto shore. Then the castle's siege weapons unloaded on their ships, and the dark storm suddenly abated. Tell me, what actually happened in Memorial Hall? I knew you were special the moment I saw you, my dear. The Ascendant Magus hoped to topple thrones, yet instead his threat brought the Alliance leaders together. And you showed them peace is worth fighting for. Take this with my deepest thanks. Nothing about this peace conference has gone as planned, but the Ascendant Order might have given us something we didn't have before. A reason for the Alliance leaders to cooperate. Can I ask one more favor of you, dear? Lord Baccaro needs to hear about our victory at All Flags. He can stop mustering a counterforce, at least for now. Thanks to you, Count Damar's plan to decapitate the alliances has failed. The leaders are safe and back to their usual bickering. I suspect Count Damar's defeat cost the Ascendant Order most of their strength. It will take time for them to recover, which gives us a chance to salvage the peace talks. Bring the news to Lord Baccaro, then meet me back at Mandrake Manor. Lord Baccaro should be at Steadfast Manor. Do hurry before he strikes off with an army of hired knights to join a battle that's already over. Besides, it's not often I get to send someone good news. While the conference site is repaired, I'll secure them in Gonfalon Bay. The captains in Koska can watch over the Royals and Valencia, and we'll have time to send for a new Fighters Guild delegate. I'm surprised this turned out as well as it did. That's a difficult question. I knew we had to try. Actually, I'm a bit embarrassed. Lord Baccaro trusted me to protect the conference, and I let him down. The Ascendant Order was one step ahead of me all along. I've never failed like this before. I didn't notice how powerful the Ascendant Order had become, and I should have sniffed out Count de Maud's treachery. The clues were there. Wealth, grievances, arcane skill. Thanks to you, we salvaged the situation. And I can learn from my mistakes. Like Prince Ernskar, I had Captain Suzo commandeer a siege engine. That sent a few of their ships to the bottom. Then when the shaking stopped and the storm clouds parted, the remaining vessels fled. After you defeated the Magus, I suppose. No, but I'm not surprised. He and the Steadfast don't have a standing army. I imagine he's still at his manor sending missives across High Isle in an attempt to recruit knights willing to aid us. Go tell him he can stop. The threat is over for now.
Surely we're done now. I could use a drink and a meal.
It must have been tough getting captured by convicts on Aminos.
Good point, Iran. But do remember, he's only a prince.
Raise a hand if you care what the High King thinks.
Thank you, Saji.
Zaji cares. Can we go home now?
Wrong royal, Zaji. We're with the Queen, remember? Now where did we leave that scow we stole?
What? Did no one tie up the ship before we ran into battle?
Despite everything that happened, we're alive and well. Perhaps Lord Bakara's dream of peace isn't dead after all. I came here to be polite, but now, who knows?
My father won't believe half of what I tell him happened here. Sure bones. I hardly believe it myself. I say enough fighting and talking for today. We should celebrate our victory.
What now, I wonder? Do Irene, Ernskar, and I remain here? Do we leave to resume our royal duties? If I get a choice, I'd rather avoid returning to that torture device they call my throne for as long as reasonably possible.
以上、愛知県名古屋終わり。